Well, it seems like Disney and Black Widow are definitely not making any friends in Hollywood. As a matter of fact, they seem to be losing a bunch of them at the same time as they're posting record profits on Disney Plus. So let's talk about Hollywood going after Disney and Black Widow for their choice of release. Over this previous weekend, we saw Black Widow have a substantial drop from its opening weekend, which caused many people within Hollywood to release a joint statement. Now, this is a statement released by multiple theater chains and theater owners in the United States, all together agreeing to sign it and put it out there. And they go by the idea and the notion that Disney's choice of releasing Black Widow on Disney Plus ruined what the film could have made in theaters. For example, they say, well, okay, good, your film made X amount of money, but had it gone to theaters only and not Disney Plus, it could have made that additional $60 million that it made on Disney Plus in its theatrical run, meaning it would still be on a higher end of the MCU, and the second weekend wouldn't have as much of a drop off and all that. And they're not wrong. I think we can all agree that they're probably right on that. Now, at the same time, they talk about the fact that if you look at Black Widow's record-setting MCU drop, and you attribute that to online piracy, that probably played a role in it. Which nobody's going to tell you that piracy doesn't play a role in it. But I think most people now understand that even though if people pirate it, there's still people willing to buy it. So I honestly don't hold any sort of weight on that argument myself. If it's ease of use and you can get it, well, why risk yourself on the internet and all that? And you could see that piracy trends have gone down as well. So it's, it is what it is at this point. So I will argue against piracy, but I can't argue against their point of view of, well, the theaters would have made more. And that's true. And another thing they're angry about, and you get the, statements in here, and you can read between the lines and everything, is the fact that Disney pockets majority of the $60 million they made. Meaning that if they would have made that $60 million also in theaters, well, the theater would have gotten a pretty substantial cut of it because that's how it works. But they don't. Disney keeps majority of it, and they're worried that if this happens more and more in the future, then, they're in trouble. So this is one of those things where you can look at it from every single way and you agree with everybody, but ultimately you got to find which side you agree with more. I personally liked seeing Black Widow in theaters. I thought it was great, but I'm not going to take it away from people that bought it that don't feel safe of going to a theater buying it at home, because that's just stupid. I mean, I ended up buying it at home and watching it 3 more times its opening weekend. I probably, like every other film, would have gone back to a theater and watched it every subsequent day since, but I didn't have to. I bought it at home and I can watch as much as I want. So there's an argument to be made for both sides.